So you take the good, you know, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that wisdom is the lost property of the believer. Wherever you find it, take it, you got to follow it, absorb it. And Abu Bakr never was Omar, nor was Omar Abu Bakr. Uthman was not Ali, nor was Ali Uthman. Khadija was not Aisha, nor was Aisha Khadija. Islam empowers you to be the best you, not to be somebody else. It's meant to empower you to be the best version of yourself. So you know what? If you're hot-headed, emotional about social injustice, you hate to see injustice, you can't tolerate it, there's room for you in this deen. If you're someone that's a bookworm, that's thinking about the intellectual level, spiritual fulfillment, and not undermining or enabling oppression, but that's just not your space, there's room for you in the deen. If you're loud and noisy, there's room for you. If you're quiet and serene, there's room for you. Islam empowers you to be the best version of yourself. That's what the religion is supposed to do. The Prophet ﷺ said, النَّاسُ مَعَادٍ خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ إِذَا فَقِهُوا. The Prophet ﷺ said, people are like precious stones. The best of you in the days of ignorance are the best of you in Islam, if you have true understanding. So Islam is to polish you and refine you to be the best you. Malcolm did not change. I don't want to go too much farther on this, but Malcolm in 1965 is not this tame Malcolm. By any means necessary was a post-Hajj quote. He was still, by many of our modern day standards, radical. So was Dr. King, by the way, but he's been whitewashed. I think the only person who's been whitewashed more than him is Nelson Mandela. Somehow they turned him into Santa Claus. And that's like the weirdest. Mandela somehow turned into this, as you see him today. So the point is that Islam made Malcolm a better version of Malcolm. Islam did not undermine him or who he was or what he was dedicated to. And Malcolm pushed back. That's a conversation. But there were people who criticized Malcolm, Orthodox Islamic scholars who criticized Malcolm and said, why are you still speaking the language of black nationalism after you're a Sunni Muslim and you have the true version of Islam? And he responded, he said, look, that black Christian over there, that black atheist over there, that person is suffering for the same condition that I'm suffering from. They're being oppressed for the same reason I'm being oppressed. I'm going to fight for my people. So his universal Islamic Orthodox understanding did not remove him from having a particularistic methodology that focused on the condition of his people, and that's why Malcolm fought for a cause that was encompassing, not undermining, encompassing, and fully in line with his Islamic tradition.
Do you want to chime in before we open?
Bismillah. I think it's very important, regardless of who we are, to just understand that there are prerequisites of everything we do. So if you want to take a graduate seminar, there are prerequisites. You have to take the 100 course, 200 course, 300 course. You don't just, as a freshman who never studied Psychology 101, jump into the graduate psychology seminar. They're requisites. And so I think if people are inspired and moved by the injustices in society to go out and try to change them, there are prerequisites for that. And one of the prerequisites is, number one, to really understand the basic Aqidah, the basic creed of Islam, the theological concepts of Islam. The second is to strengthen yourself spiritually, to be able to be in that arena, so that you won't be changed by the arena, but you will bring something to it that will effect change, and you won't be affected by the thing you're trying to change. And so I think one reason Muslims burn out spiritually, they went into that arena without having the basic prerequisites. They leave Islam, get frustrated, and if Islam doesn't address this injustice, then I'm not going to be Muslim anymore, because they didn't have the basic prerequisites. And so you have to really establish a strong connection with Allah Ta'ala through your prayer, voluntary fasting, through reading the Quran for meaning. If you don't understand Arabic, read it in English, read it in Spanish, read it in a language you'll understand so that the message strengthens you. And then you'll understand, first and foremost, it's not you who affect change. It's Allah who affects change in the creation. The Creator brings about change, and you are only a means that Allah Ta'ala uses. And once you understand that, you'll never have activist burnout. You'll be moved to higher degrees of ecstasy, because you'll see how that truth unfolds in everything you're involved in. And you'll be in such awe of the divine plan that you come back from the rally. Some people will be crying and you'll be smiling. Why are you smiling? We lost. I said, well, in reality, we won, because we manifested a truth that people had never heard before or weren't familiar with until we brought it into that arena. So be right with your Creator. Have that as the foundation of everything